Having a good workstation is very important, having a successful painting, and that needs to be well lit. I always try to make my workstations as well lit when I do my painting. Today I'm going to paint this scene, and uh, I have sketched very nicely, and I have specified where my dark will go when I'm painting that one. So I'm going to show you now how I approached this when I painted that. So I will start with cadmium orange wash, a bit of cadmium orange, and it will slowly, I will add just yellow ochre and add yellow ochre in here. And just add water in there. I will add a little bit of ultramarine blue, very little, tiny here. Now I will add raw sienna. See, these are the places I have dark, so on the lighter part I will just add a bit of raw sienna, and rest of them, whatever grayish color paint I have, just bluish, the dark part, I'll just cover it up for now. And here I'll go lighter because sun's coming from that side. Here lighter as well. And the boat, I will just add a bit of cadmium orange and yellow ochre mix. This is the underpainting, and them as well. In background, the mountain. I wouldn't worry about at this stage what's actually in the background and what's actually happening. I'm just covering it up. So apart from the highlights, I almost cover everything with just an initial wash. What I'm going to do, let's draw a bird in here, maybe one in here. We're going to do that one later on. Just using some lifting up method and see what happens. So at this stage I'm not doing anything else other than just laying my first wash down. I will not worry too much about where my painting is going there, just because this is the first wash, and after that first wash, when I'm going to do the second wash, I know that I will fix this up. So my first wash has been dried up now, so I can apply my second wash. So what I'm going to do, I will add some ultramarine blue and add some gray, whatever I have in my palette, and a little bit of dark consistency than the first wash, and I'll start painting these mountains. I think I need to add a little bit of more values in there, so I'll just add more paint. Yes, I think that's fine, but not everywhere I need values, so just do the wet into wet wash effect. So just being a little bit more careful in here. Going around these subjects. So now as they are still in wet, so I can drop some bit more color here and there just to have the consistency of my values. I don't want this painting to be look too wishy-washy, so this is important that every now and then, depending on where the light's coming from, I have the correct consistency of my values. I think the farther away it goes, it just vanishes up with this warmer tone. So I will add a little bit of cadmium orange wash in there, and what I'm going to do now is just this tissue paper and just make those bit lighter in that side. And now I'm going to start doing the boat. I will have some burnt sienna with a bit of cobalt blue mix in there. So I'm going to start painting boat in here. Just remember, I'm going to use on the boat surface, I'm going to use cobalt blue as well. So not the whole boat. I'm going to paint with that burnt sienna and cobalt blue mix. That's why I'm going to add some cobalt blue in there. Even if you have ultramarine in your palette, you can use a bit of ultramarine as well. And there I want to have a little bit of light effect, so I will just do a very clean water, just smudge them together. So this sort of painting will need multiple layers. It's not about only first layer and do the second layer for the middle value and you finish out with the details. Not like those. Just because we are painting the sea, the waves, it will need to do multiple layers and build up one after one until you find the value is correct. So what I'm going to do now, I'll add light cobalt turquoise and with cobalt blue. I'll mix those up. Very light in colors, because on this side it will have a bit of light effect, and so that the blue will bit of mix with the light and will create kind of cobalt turquoise color. So you can see my pencil marks there. I left this one to be paint as dark, but this will be my darkest value in here. I don't want to go darker than these just because we have light on this side. Maybe add a little bit of cobalt. Let's see. Very light. And now my darkest blue will be in my foreground. So it will be here. I'm going to change my brush, I think, because it's a larger area, so I need some natural hair brush. and just having a bit wash of this, because this is the darkest. So, and I don't want any hard edges, so I will just have sometimes in some places I have hard edges, as you can see, but in hard edges I need to be very mindful about where do I want to show the hard edges in there. Like in these places here, just having a bit of texture on water, I'm using the hard edges. And the darkest place of this scene would be in this area because of the shadow from the boat. When you do seascape and when you paint waves, one thing you need to remember, your brush stroke will dictate where the waves are going. So this is where your brush stroke would be handy. I will show you where do I have hard edges in there, in this place. In this place, because the waves coming up from here, crushing there, and just other side, it's creating a darker value. So it's not having any smooth transition. I'm gonna have a little bit of texture in there. And then I will have, here I'm gonna have very smooth transition. See, I didn't want any hard edges here as well. So how do you fix it when you already accidentally have hard edges? Like, you painted something and it's dried up already. So you can have a transition of hard edges to the soft edges. So create some more hard edges there. So this is what I'm doing. More hard edges there. And here the water is still wet. Paper is wet, sorry. And I'm going to mix them up in there. Okay, I need to show some texture on the water. So, as I said, when you want to show some texture on the water, you need to have some hard edges. So let's have some in here. The seawater with the waves crashing, they are not always the smooth like that. Okay, I need some more, and that's more darker. So I pick up some darker values. The dark I create usually from ultramarine blue and from burnt sienna, mixing them together. So when I have darker value, one thing I need to do in the waves, there are so many highlights. So if I find any lighter on the surface, anywhere it became a bit of lighter, so I'm gonna preserve those. So just go surround those area and add darker in the below so that they get popped up. I need more highlight. What I'm going to do for those highlight, I'll probably use some gouache later on. Right, and adding some burnt sienna just to have the harmony, because we have used so much warm color in there, just to have harmony, I have just added some warm color here as well. As long as your value is correct, no one is going to look at how your waves looks like and how did you paint your waves. So from distant, it will be looking all right, so you'll be fine. I will start doing boat more in detail now. So remember, when doing the boats, when the bottom part of the boat needs to be mixed with the water, so you have to be really careful when you paint those. You need to have proper values and proper edges to show your waves correctly. So my paper is still wet, so I'm just doing some motion with my brush, as you can see. I'm adding texture in here. I'm not going to smooth them out because these are creating a good texture. Adding more darker here, some wooden structure here and there. I'll add some blue in here. Okay, I think now I need to do the other side of the boat. I will basically mark them as blue. I'll add a little bit of burnt sienna. I need to leave something for highlight. The highlight on this side looks okay. I'll do some dry brush stroke later on. So now inside the boat, it will be just burnt sienna. We'll leave some little bit of highlight here and there. The bucket. And some other stuffs. I don't know what they are. Maybe bags or something like that. When I paint these, I need to make sure I have the highlight here as well. Surface of the edge of the boat. Okay. And just drop some darks to have some 3D effect. Okay, that will do. Now the people. So I decided to go with the warm as well, the people, but I will add a little bit of blue. So just go like that. And just add a bit of blue. So just quickly and for the top I'll probably use lavender and just mix them together. Lavender, I'll just add this thing in here. Okay. I'll just try to add some warm tone. I'll see how it looks. maybe, yeah, this worm tongue. And for the other guy, I will use cobalt blue, add a little bit of yellow ochre and white in it. So I need to put dark as well there, but okay. Now adding dark. Yeah, and I'll make the top a bit of warmish tone like the one I had before. If you want to learn how to paint figure quickly, I have attached one very helpful ebook. If you can just quickly go and download that one, that's in the comments box. The link is there. You just need to download that one. It's free, and I believe if you follow that, the painting figures, it will be very much easier for you. You'll be able to have some cards to draw figures straight away with bold strokes. Okay, I think, yeah, I need to add a bit of dark on these gentlemen there. All right, and now just their face. I'll use cadmium red, I think. Bit of yellow ochre mixed. If you're not doing any portrait, then just drawing face and hands with the red is perfectly fine, because that's not your primary goal, how the people look like in there. Your primary goal is to depict the scene you have. This is probably a smaller brush. Many times I forget to change the brush, but remember, every brush has got its own purpose. So your painting will look a whole lot of different if you use the proper brush in proper time. And I'll just paint their hat. It's matching with their tops, maybe something like that, like white, or I'll probably add some lavender. All right, that will do. Okay, yep, one hand left. So let's just quickly, okay, that's fine. Now, what's left? So many things left, like doing the texture. Just have a bit of texture here and there. Okay, now more texture to go, like dry brush texture. So I think pepper needs to be a little bit more drier if I want to use those. Okay, so now I'm almost done. I need to do the highlights now. Oh, small little thing still left. The other side of the ocean. Just having a bit subtle. I don't need to show them perfectly. I need to add some darks as well in these places. The birds, we made a space for the birds, and lavender mix of gray. So just thinking to like that, maybe like a little bit like that, as a small warm tone coming from that end. So, and I think one in here as well. Just make darker in here and there. Okay. When you do the birds, don't do everything moving the same direction. Some going here, some going there, and also the span of the wings needs to be different direction as well. Some like V, some like that. Yeah. So that will create some believable elements on your painting. Okay, so now I think I'm almost done. So now I'm gonna do some highlights. I'm gonna use my favorite calligraphic brush you can buy from any art store. They're very inexpensive. So don't do too much, and I think that will do. But now I need to do a bit more in these areas, and these areas too, just random. I need to make these one bit lighter because the steam comes up from the sea, and they create some atmospheric sort of thing. So yeah, and bit of highlight on the birds. So maybe we can paint one in there too. Okay, just maybe. Yep. Okay, my friend, that is all. I hope you enjoyed it. This is a very easy, like, you know, in terms of like in a time, it is a quicker, and I hope you'll be able to paint something like that with following this technique. I hope you liked it. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.